this evening, and it's starting right now. And it's going to be the Blitzburg Steelers versus the Gutterballz. JD Whitey versus El Nubarino. Skaven versus Orcs. Boy, what do we say about this? That hasn't been said a million times. We'll try to say something. Let's take a look at these two teams. I can't, sir. Welcome to the stream. I can't, sir. Says boo, JD, boo. I mean, hey, hey, how's it going? First up, though, I am an old man. BB Nut says I have a beast of Nurgle, Bonix League MVP. Hooray! I don't want him. I don't want to see your big guy. But congratulations. The Blitzburg Steelers, JD Whitey's team, is the home team this evening. Coming in a TV of 920,000 gold. They're going to be down, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're down 2 players. That's 100K they'll have to pick up. So an effective TV of 1,020,000 gold. This is a, you thought the Norse team was fragile? This team is even more fragile. You've got the Skaven team. It's the very definition of an edge team, right? You've got the 1 Rat Ogre. You've got 2 of the Blitzers, 3 of the 4 Gutter Runners, a Thrower, and a couple of linemen that, and 2 Journeymen that will come along with that. 1 Oppo, 4 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls are going to be up against the Orc team tonight. The Gutterballz, coached by El Nubarino. A 10-player roster, has to pick up a Journeyman as well. That's going to be another 50K. So 1 million gold on the nose will be the effective TV of this team. What was that? 10K, I think, in petty cash. I think it's negligible. But 4 the big end blockers, 4 of the Blitzers, a Goblin, and a lineman. There'll be a lineman Journeyman as well. 1 dedicated fan, 3 rerolls. How are these two teams? Are JD Whitey's like, my team's looking great. Don't mind the 2 loaders. It's great. How are these 2 teams going to play tonight? When you buy a starter box, when you buy like the default box of Blood Bowl, you get 2 teams in the box. You get humans and orcs. This is the canonical Bashy team here, this orc team. You can see the 4 Blitzers on the roster. They are MA 6, Strength 3. They have Adge 3+, AV 10+. They all have the block skill, very solid pieces. The big end blockers, these are the Strength 4 pieces, very similar to the bloaters that we saw on the Nurgle team. MA 5, Strength 4, AV 10+, very solid pieces. They have this Goblin, a stunty dodge piece, Strength 2, AV 8, but you can get this Goblin to where you need them to be, and they'll have a couple of linemen to round out this roster. On offense, they cage up very much like the Nurgle team. They're going to cage up. They're going to try to crack open a hole in the defense and then move that cage through. On defense, it's going to be a much tougher job for this Orc team. They're going to have to screen out the pitch. They have really no choice in the matter, and that's because they're up against perhaps the fastest team in all of Blood Bowl, and this is the Skaven team, the Gutter Runners. 3 of the 4 on the roster. You can see they have an MA of 9 as rookies. MA 9, Strength 2, Adge 2+, AV of 8+. It's a little frail. They come with the dodge skill. You can bet that at least one of them's going to pick up the block skill as well. And they're super duper duper fast and so annoying. And to have 3 of them on the roster, you can carry 4. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's very elvish. It's very elvish, and so it can be very difficult to stop the score with a Skaven team. The Orc team's gonna have to have a secondary. They just have to. They've got to screen out the pitch. They just have to. That means they're spreading their defense thin, and they're just gonna have to try to remove players. They're gonna be hunting these Gutter Runners, trying to remove them. They're only an AV of 8. Everyone's an AV of 8 except for the Blitzers and of course the big guy. The Blitzers have an AV of 9. They have an MA of 7 that's pretty fast. This is like a human Blitzer. Really not a bad piece whatsoever. They also have a thrower here, has throw in sure hands. That'll be the ball carrier. And then 4 linemen to round out the roster here. The big guy here is the Rat Ogre. So we've seen this before, the Animal Savagery. This Rat Ogre, perhaps the fastest team in football. Yeah. Animal Savagery is going to make this this big guy super reliable. The problem is the reliability is going to come at the expense of very frail pieces. So we'll see what happens. Frenzy, Mighty Blow, Prehensile Tail. Probably not a big deal in this matchup, but Frenzy and Mighty Blow absolutely is going to be. This is going to be a great anchor piece, a great piece to move players out of position when you want to send a gutter runner out into space. Could even potentially have a passing game. Again, they have a thrower on the roster. They have pass. They've got these gutter runners with an edge of 2+. That's something that this work team's going to have to defend against as well. This the Skaven team here, when they're on offense, is going to be very easy to score. Their job is just going to be to stay alive. They need to make sure they're not losing all their players. They're already down a few players on the roster. They don't want that to increase, and they certainly want to keep as many players on the pitch as possible. I think if they win the coin toss, they're going to set up on defense first. The name of the game for this Skaven team is to stay alive. The name of the game for the Orc team, I think, is not just to murder these Skaven, but to try to win with a 2-1 grind. Bad Dog lowered the rush failure rate from 900% in the rulebook. It's 900% down to, quite frankly, it's cheating, down to a 99%. So yeah, that's going to be the matchup tonight. It's a classic matchup. I'm going to stop yammering. I'm going to see if the coaches are ready to go, and we're going to get this second game underway here this evening. Man, I want a sandwich of some sort, but I don't know what kind of sandwich I want. Moves demanding death. Still waiting for this game to get underway here. Why did Twitch Automod decide "moob" was a banned word? Is there a meaning to that? Whatever. Whatever, Twitch. Turkey Club sounds delicious. Here we go, getting this game underway. It was moob. It was moob. Steelers, Blitzburg Steelers are going to win the coin toss here. Let's see if they go on defense to start this game. And indeed they do. I think that's the right choice. So this Skaven team to set up their defense. You can see they have the two journeymen on the roster. Here's the big guy, the bus, the rat ogre. Offset anchor to start this game. That rat ogre, the middle linebacker, wants to keep him mobile. PB says my Nurgle TV is bloated already, no pun intended. Clifey is offended. Intend your puns! You coward! The Gutterballz to set up their offense. JD Whitey rooting for the defense. I can't imagine why. Clivius rooting for the offense. 4 on the line, spread very wide here. Needs to put one more player here in this 1x7 section of the pitch. You have to put 3 players there if at all possible. SP Beaver demanding death. Rainer TW, welcome to the stream. Cheering for the defense. PP Nuts says, can I cheer a 0-0 with 20 missing next game or worse? And none of them give SPP? Of course! Dare to dream! 4 on the line now here for the offense. 22 seconds left to set up this formation. Going toe-to-toe with the big end blockers against this fragile line. AV 8+, is not a whole lot of AV. Jeff Bridges back to receive the ball. Here's the kick. It's a quick snap. 5 players get to move 1 space. Jeff Bridges moves 1 space back to the ball. We'll see if we'll get an opportunity to grab this ball on the bounce. Clavius cheering for the Skaven team. Thank you very much for the bits. If you have a dream, the halflings have a team for you. Shifting one of the linemen over to the right, and that ball's not going to go in the hands of Jeff Bridges. Turn 1 of this game underway. I think I want like a grilled cheese sandwich. I think that's what I want. 2-die block on the right side of the line. Gets the knockdown. 8+ breaks armor. Two more blocks on the line to go. Got a pal and terrible towel 4. Here's the armor break. Gets a stun out of it. Gets a KO out of it. 1-man player advantage for the Gutterballz. Gets a push on the final block on the line. Life is safe for the bits. And my new oven that, you know, caught on fire has a built-in griddle. I haven't used it yet, so maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that after the game. "13 seconds on the clock. The Gutterballz with 3 rerolls on the roster, 2 for the Skaven team. 3+ pickup by Jeff Bridges fails. And now you have to be a little cautious here, considering whether to spend the reroll or not. You can see El Nubarino decided to spend the reroll, and that's because he's up against such a monumentally fast team. Really doesn't want to be put under pressure immediately. Does have, I think, sufficient protection on the left side here. This is where all these gutter runners, not all of them, but the majority of the gutter runners are. Here they come. A mark by Terrible Tal 2 into a 2-die blitz. Gets a push against Steve Buscemi. Decides not to follow up with Peasy, the blitzer, because Peasy still has some movement left. Decides to move 1 space back toward the line of scrimmage. Oh boy, Fast Willie, the number 4 gutter runner. Here he comes. Here he comes. Look at this. Look where he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No problem. No problem. Better pick that ball up, Jeff Bridges. I went to this excellent, I said it last night, but I went to this excellent Italian restaurant last week. And it was so good. I've been thinking about it all week. Man, it's so good. It's so good. Failed the dodge here on the line. Doesn't spend the reroll on this. Stays on the journeyman, stays on the pitch. With just the 2 rerolls, JD Whitey has to be very cognizant of how to spend the rerolls, and I don't think that would have been a good spend. And I think that's a fine turnover to take there. Your rerolls, especially when you're low on rerolls, you really need to consider what you're getting out of it. If you're getting nothing out of the reroll, if it's not helping advance your strategy, which typically revolves around either scoring a touchdown or preventing a touchdown from being scored, right? Then you need to consider, and this is good advice for any game, or even really good advice for life. But if the resource is not being used to further your agenda, you probably don't want to spend the resource. You probably want to keep it and use it at a later time where you can get more return out of it. New coaches will often, they'll fail a die roll and they go, I've got a re-roll, so I'm going to spend it. But then they get nothing out of it, right? Maybe they fail a dodge, they spend the re-roll, but they've dodged just to move a guy back, and now they've lost a re-roll for the half. There's a board game called Star Trek Ascendancy that I love. It's a fantastic game. It's by Gale Force 9. They have a Kickstarter now for like an everything box, but they have 3 new factions. Anyway, they've reworked the rules into a 2.0 rule set, and I kind of think I hate it, which is very sad because the first edition was great. It's really good, and they've sort of, it looks like they've I don't want to say simplified. They've streamlined the game. It looks like they're trying to get good 3+ pickup here by Jeff Bridges. Recovers the ball. Yeah, BB Nut. Yeah, you only need the Cardassians. First edition was amazing. So I have everything. I love first edition. In second edition, they've now impulse speed. So you could move at warp speed or impulse speed. Warp speed would say, Jeff Bridges moving forward all the way up to the, is that the 12? To the 12-yard line. I should give it a chance before I hate it. That's true. But in the old game, you could move, warp speed was, you could move from system to system. Impulse speed, you had to move like space to space. That's not true in second edition now. All movement is system to system, which seems really weird to me. Factions start with almost 3 times as many resources as they did in the original game, which seems really weird. And now you can get like free attacks out of movement. It seems like they've made that, they've sort of quote unquote sped up the game to get to the combat. But the combat's not that's not what the game's about. Blitz by the bus. The Rat Ogre is going to move forward here and take a mark on Carl Hungus, the number 3 blocker. BB Nut says, so that sounds good in 8+ player games. Sure, because an 8+ player game is going to take you 7 years to play. Sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing about it, but I don't know. So far, the rule, I don't really like the changes. Like the designer notes say it was to get to the good part of the negotiation and the wheeling and dealing. But I don't know if a lot of that negotiation was, listen, if you don't do this, or if we can't agree to this, I'm going to bid a lot. I'm going to go first. I'm going to connect my system to yours. And now what? You know what I mean? 2 marks on the ball carrier. Jeff Bridges moving forward here. I was a little nervous about the forward movement, and now marked on either side by Hot Rod and Psycho. Intense pressure by this Skaven team here in turn 2. Turn 3. We'll see if Tara Reid takes a mark on maybe Hot Rod. I guess it doesn't matter. Hot Rod or Psycho. And then a 2-die block, or probably a 2-die blitz with Jeff Bridges. Why not both? Why not both? Well done. BB Nut says, back when I was young, we played a lot of 8-player Twilight Imperium games. I would play the game of, can I get drunk before the first space combat? Yeah, I like Twilight Imperium. I like 4th edition a lot. I have a friend of mine who's a very good TI player. Thinks 3rd edition is better, and I think the criticisms are fair. I just happen to like 4th edition more. Under a minute to go for the Gutterballz. We're going to need to get Jeff Bridges to safety. Might mean moving this way and repositioning players, but it's going to be a block against these 2 pieces. Double pals on Hot Rod, looking for an 8+. We'll follow up to free up the ball carrier. Gets the knockdown. No armor break. Rolled Snake Eyes on the armor roll. And moves that ball off to the left. Very well done. Moves across the line of scrimmage to the 2-yard line. And we'll try to cage up this ball carrier here. 2-die block in the left wide zone. Gets a push against Terrible Towel 2. This is going to free up. This is going to free up nobody. He's going to go for the surf instead. Got the surf on Terrible Towel 2. Well done. Two removals here. 2-man player advantage for the Gutterballz. BB Nut says, can I say being good at Twilight Imperium and getting drunk makes for a dangerous player? 2-die block on Peasy here. Spends a reroll. Rolled double skulls. Gets a POW out of the reroll. Just 1 reroll for the Orc team remaining. Breaks armor. Big armor. Oh! Big armor break. That was a dead blitzer. Now simply an injured blitzer. Spent the reroll, got the POW. Another removal. 3-man player advantage for the Orc team. Exterminating the rats. He is alive. 2-die block by the Rat Ogre. Ooh, failed the loner roll, and that is a null turn. Big loss of a turn here for the Skaven team. Turn 4 for the Gutterballz. They have a 3-man player advantage. They're going to move this ball down pitch, keep the ball safe, and just start punching rats. Gotta move this ball 3 spaces forward, it seems. Gotta move this ball 1 space forward. He could shoot down here, but I wouldn't risk it. All right, he will shoot down to the left, so he's going to screen out the ball carrier, or give a screen of protection on the ball carrier. Still has a big end blocker in Jackie Treehorn to move. Going to blitz first. 2-die blitz on Psycho. Gets the PAL here. Or gets the knockdown, I should say. No armor break, though. Trying to remove these gutter runners. We'll have another 2-die block against Fast Willie. There's the 2-die block on Fast Willie. Gets a push out of this. One-die block on Snot. Gets a push out of this. The Gutterballz back on the bonus block. Under 6 minutes to go. Heavy defensive pressure early on in this drive. Skaven team, the Blitzburg Steelers, were not able to really capitalize on it. This Orc team was able to get away, keep the ball safe, and now it's final turn of the first quarter with Blitzburg Steelers behind the ball, down 3 players. Stand up blitz by the bus. Gets a push. Frenzy follow up here. Gets another push. Looking to get more than pushes out of the Rat Ogre, especially in this position on the pitch. 2+ dodge by Fast Willie. Fast Willie gonna scoot around the pitch to the right side. Gonna mark number 2 for the blitz here. Gets the knockdown with the blitzer. Very well done. Gets a stun out of it. 2+ dodge by Hot Rod to safety. Another 2+ dodge to get Hot Rod back to the line of scrimmage. Finally fails a 2+ with Psycho. Spends a reroll. Psycho's going to start to apply some pressure behind the offensive screen, and Snot gets in front of the screen. Lots and lots of speed on this team means that they're very rarely out of the drive entirely. Not only do they have a speed advantage, it's often a significant speed advantage where they can catch up very quickly. Second quarter begins. The Gutterballz have the ball on the opposing 8-yard line in the left wide zone. They're going to start the turn with a blitz on Psycho. Got a POW out of this. No armor break. Follows up to position the blitzer between the gutter runner and the ball. The Orcs' MO here, their strategy is just to keep the ball safe, keep it caged up, bash down the pitch. That's what El Nibarino's been doing. Blitzburg Steelers still in pretty good shape for the second half of the game here. If they can get back their KO, they'll be down only a single player. Granted, it is a blitzer. But if they can start their offensive half with just a player down, that's a great place to start for a Skaven team, in my opinion. El Nibarino really needs to start thinking about a plan for the second half of the game. Looking very confident, comfortable scoring here, and it may actually happen, but But if they're going to go up against a 10-player skating team, that's going to be real tough to defend against. Gutter runners can also one turn. MA of 9, that's 11 spaces, 2 pushes can get them into position to score in 1 turn. Jeff Bridges continues to march down the pitch. Now on the 16-yard line, just off the left wide zone, has a half cage, is marking snot by 3 Orcs. Tara Reid trying to stay in the drive here. Turn 5 now for the Steelers. One reroll remaining for both teams. 2-die block by the bus. The Rat Ogre will get a push out of this into a 2-die follow-up. This time they got a POW against Carl Hungus. They broke armor. Got a stun out of it. No SPPs for knockdowns or stuns. You only get SPPs for touchdowns, casualties, and passes while in the game. You also get SPP for being declared the MVP after the game. To get a casualty, there's a lot of die rolls that need to happen. Generally speaking, on a block or a blitz, you've got to roll the block dice, get the knockdown. Once your opponent's knocked down, you then got to roll 2d6 to break armor. Good KO here. Wow. Maud Lebowski taking off the pitch. 2-man player advantage now for the work team. You have to roll your block dice, get the knockdown, roll a 2d6, break armor. You got to roll then on the injury table, which results in a stun, a KO, or a casualty. And if you get a casualty, you finally roll a d16 on the casualty table, and that's when you score your 2 SPP. Blitz declared. 2-die blitz on Jackie Treehorn. Gets a push out of this. And repositions the blitzer. Good presence of mind here by J.D. Whitey to reposition the blitz, or the thrower on the blitz, to be next to that Rat Ogre, to make sure this Rat Ogre will be able to take their action. So remember, Animal Savagery says that if they fail their die roll, they got to beat up on a friendly player that's chased to them, and then they can continue to take their action. Otherwise, they lose their action. So it's very important to have a player next to them if you want to make sure that that Rat Ogre is being consistent and able to take their actions every single turn. Turn 6 now for the Gutterballz. Snot says, you know what, I'm getting out of here. Dodges away to safety. 2-die block on Fast Willie. Gets a POW. Can he get the 8+? Cannot. Not a whole lot of surprises here in the first half. The defense did get aggressive. There's a couple of ways you can play the defense. You can play into your speed and get aggressive early. You can also just kind of hold back, stay in front of the cage. You know it's not a passing team, and just hold your opponent to a blitz a turn. J.D. Whitey decided to get aggressive out of the gate, and you know if the dice would have went a little bit differently, then this Skaven team would be on the board 1-0. Solid protection on the ball carrier now. The Gutterballz going to try to stall this out till turn 8. 2-die block on Philip Seymour Hoffman. Gets a knockdown, but no armor break. 10 plus is a tough value to roll. And now a 2-die blitz against Jeffrey Lebowski here gets a push. And repositions to take a mark back on Philip Seymour Hoffman. Steelers giving up the touchdown here. They realize it's a lost cause, so they're going to try to maximize the turn. This is another thing that I think new coaches kind of fail to realize. They will fight and fight and fight and fight for that ball even when it's a lost cause. Sometimes that's necessary, right? If it's a semifinal or a quarterfinal or a final, you know, maybe you're going for that ball. Early in the season here, though, I think SPP might be a better strategic consideration. Because the earlier you get that SPP, the earlier you get the upgrades on your players, and the earlier as you get those new skills on your players. Good armor break removes another. Oh, only got a stun out of this because he removes another gutter runner. I don't actually think he got any gutter runners, did he? No, he did not. But the earlier you get those skills, the more use you're getting out of those skills, right? And so they're more valuable for you earlier on than later. So I think for many teams, team development early on is probably is definitely one of your top concerns, and often probably the top concern, even if it means ignoring the ball. Two-die block on David Huddleston. Gets a pow out of this, looking for a 10 plus. Got the 10 plus. Only got a stun out of it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. 5 assists on the foul, but only rolled a 3. Did not get called off the pitch, though. Turn 8-4 to Gutterballz. They'll walk this ball. They do have a reroll. We'll see if they do anything with the reroll first before they score. No, they're just going to score. I would have as well. Very well done. The Gutterballz take the lead in this game 1-0. 1 turn left. We'll see if JD Whitey can get on the board in that 1 turn. The Orc cheerleaders. Beautiful. Lovely. Elegant. The Gutterballz set up their defense. They're going to be on defense potentially for the rest of the game. They're going to set up a 10. It'll be 10v9 on the pitch. Spire says lazy KOs. Yeah. We'll see if they come back for the second half of this game. 1 turn left unless there's a timeout. JD Whitey to set up the offense here. We'll see if there's a 1 turn play. I'm very bad with 1 turn setups. Looks like there may not be. Looks like there may be. All right, Fast Willie looks to be the one who's going to try to score here. I guess this is it's gonna be a blitz by the Rat Ogre. But doesn't this gap need to be filled too? Just needs the 2 pushes. There's 13 spaces from the line of scrimmage to the end zone. 3, 6, 9. 2 rushes get you to here. So 2 pushes get you into the end zone. All right, all set up. Here's the kick. No kicker on the team. Certainly not this early in the cup. Very deep kick. And failed the catch. Failed the catch. Big Ben failed the catch. That's all right. MA7 is plenty of MA to get this started. We'll see what happens here. Probably a handoff to Psycho. And it'll be a pass to Fast Willie. Here's the handoff. Oh, boy. My goodness! How many 2+s can you fail? Here we go. 2-die block. Oh, that is not the result he wanted. That'll be the end of the first half. 1-0. The Gutterballz in the lead. Blitzburg Steelers will be on offense to start the second half of this game. They did get back their KO as well. So they'll be back up to 10. 10 on the pitch. Both teams got back their KO. So one-man player advantage for the Gutterballz. It'll be 11v10 on the pitch. The Gutterballz setting up their defense. They have to screen out this pitch. I have to imagine what we'll see with this offense. So you saw the Gutterballz. They moved their cage down pitch and then they stalled down here. The problem with this is that you know, if you're here stalling, you're probably taking blocks. You're probably taking hits. The Skaven team is a very weak team with those gutter runners are strength 2, very brittle as well with an AV of 8+. Instead of moving down pitch and taking the blocks as they go, they might retreat, right? They might move back, try to engage here. They have the speed advantage. That means they can get to safety and they can waste a few turns that way while the orcs try to catch up, engage down here, and then be able to take off and score later. The Gutterballz setting up with a chevron formation for defense, trying to screen out this pitch as they must do. The Steelers now to set up their offense. 3 on the defensive line. Six on the offensive line. 2 gutter runners wide. Offset from the line of scrimmage. Big Ben, the thrower, back to receive. Here's the kick. Rolled a 3 on the D3. 6 players who are unmarked get to reposition. Kickoff event. KOEID. Kickoff event ID. Seems like the JSON format changed by accident, or maybe the KOE ID is accidentally not being sent back. Ball kick to the left sideline on the the 14-yard line. And now blocks on the line, gets a stun out of the first block of the half. Takes out Tara Reid. It's a little rude. Three-plus pickup. Big Ben on the left sideline. SB Beaver says this game makes me feel better about the code I write. Rude. Two-die block against Jeffrey Lebowski on the line. The right defensive end gets a knockdown out of this. And now a 1-die block by Clack. Gets a knockdown here as well. And the Journeyman mugged. Blitz on the table. Almost certainly going to be by the Rat Ogre. Here it is. 2-die blitz. Gets a pow on Carl Hungus. Breaks armor. Gets a KO. Very well done. And now all tied up on the pitch. 10v10. Mighty Blow gives you a +1 to your armor or your injury roll. Whichever roll you need it for. Frenzy allows you to roll a second block. You have to follow up and in fact have to take that second block. But when you're strength 5, those blocks are 2 dice, perhaps even 3 dice, which means you're rolling 4 to 6 dice on your block, all but guaranteeing that knockdown, and you're going to get a +1 to your armor or your injury roll. Turn 9 now for the Gutterballz. The Rat Ogre is going to be putting in some work. Gutterballz are going to have to be careful. Be mindful where the Rat Ogre is. That Rat Ogre will be opening up holes turn after turn. Gutterballz will have to fill the gaps, and maybe even if they get an opportunity to go after the feeder piece going after the Rat Ogre, so that the Rat Ogre doesn't get that guaranteed activation. As the Bashy team, the Orc team wants to take as many blocks as possible, so they're going to go back on the line here, tag as many players as they can. Bringing in Philip Seymour Hoffman over on the right side of the line to take a mark on Terrible Towel for the right guard. Giving up the right wide zone. But even then, I mean, look at the movement of these gutter runners. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz by Jackie Treehorn. Gets a push out of this. It could be a both down result. He's going to take the both down result. Hope the trade works out. Doesn't get anything out of it. That'll be a turnover. Turn 10 back to the Steelers. Or like Thai food. Maybe I want Thai. Man, maybe I want Thai food. Wow, another armor break. Gets a stun here against Jeffrey Lebowski. Two-die stand-up blitz going for the surf here by the Rat Ogre. Gets a push out of this, or gets the surf. Well done. One more space of movement. MA6, 3 to stand up, 2 for the blocks. One more to get off the sideline. Grilled cheese is a solid choice. I agree. Another fail 2+. Moves the ball forward. Passes to the gutter runner. Moves that gutter runner forward so fast. Psycho moves down the left sideline into a half cage. All right, we'll stick with grilled cheese. These vermin. The vermin tide. Fail 3+ dodge here. We'll let this slide. Lets that rock. That'll be a turnover. Turn 10 back to the Gutterballz. So JD Whitey deciding not to retreat here in turn one. They're going for the score early. It means JD Whitey's trying to win this ball game. Yo. Hank the Ranger, grilled cheese with bacon. That sounds great. I've got the cheese, I've got the bacon. Butter and bread. Yeah, I'm gonna use oil. Definitely got bread. Got some paprika. Got some pepper. Some mustard powder. 55 seconds to go. JD Whitey playing to win this game. Ninja Gloppy, welcome to the stream. Now I want popcorn. Popcorn's a great option too. Again, could have chose to retreat. You'll often hear that referred to as a DACA. Could have chose to retreat and engage here to stall out this game and play for a draw. But instead, move this ball down pitch. Trying to get on the board and play for the win. Making great use of that rat ogre. Always keeping that rat ogre in position to be a part of this drive, and always has a feeder piece next to that rat ogre to make sure that animal savagery is not going to be a problem. Defense trying to descend on this gutter runner cage. One die block on the rat ogre gets a push out of this. Will he follow up and mark the ball carrier? Well, indeed, there's a mark on the ball carrier. Currently a 1 in 36 is what it will take to fail this dodge. Turn 11 now for the Steelers. I imagine they'll clear the ball carrier. Clear the ball carrier and then get into the end zone to score. MA9. MA9 means just in position here without having to rush. Did I block back at the line of scrimmage? Gets a POW out of this. Breaks armor. Got a KO out of it. Wow. Does the Skaven team... Oh my... That's a two-man player advantage for the Skaven team. What's happening? Two-die blitz on the blocker. Has to spend the reroll here. But it is a journeyman on the block. So it's a loner roll that they'll have to get through. A 50-50 if they even get to use it. JD Whitey making the calculation to see if it's even worth spending the reroll. So I'll have to decide whether to spend the reroll first or not. If so, because it's a journeyman, has that loner trait, you have to roll a d6 on a full. There it is! Failed the loner roll, and it's going to be a both down result. Oh, no. That's what loner does. You spend the reroll, you roll a d6. If you roll a 4+, then you get to use the reroll. Otherwise, you've lost your reroll, and you don't get to use it. Turn 11 for the Gutterballz. Two-die blitz on the ball carrier currently. JD Whitey says, I've rolled so many 1 in 9s. Yep. Yes. Yep. Did you take down your Nuffle altar or something? Because I don't know how that could happen unless you just don't have faith in Nuffle anymore. That's right. Roll better. There you go. JD Whitey praying to Nuffle. That's what you gotta do. A kind sir says I feel partially responsible. JD Whitey says he had a goblin 1 die surf on the ball there. Spire demanding death. 36 seconds on the clock here for the Gutterballz. Not going to blitz the ball carrier. 3 die blitz instead on Fast Willie. This will be a push unless a reroll is spent. Gonna take the push and hold on to the reroll. Try flicking the mouse with your other hand. Hey, Von Rue, how's it going? So not taking the blitz on the ball carrier. 2-die block on Fast Willie here. Gets the knockdown. Breaks armor. Can he get a removal? No, gets a stun out of it. One die block against Terrible Towel 2 back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a push out of this. Turn 12. A very interesting turn for the Steelers. Took a blitz with the journeyman. Blitz didn't work out. And now this has stopped this ball dead in its tracks. They can still certainly get out of this situation. We'll see how JD Whitey plans to deal with it. Rolling dice back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a push against Steve Buscemi. The real action happening in the scrum. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz against Tara Reid. Gets a push. Deciding whether to block with the Rat Ogre now. Von Rue asks, what has the ball? It's Psycho, the number 5 gutter runner here on the 10-yard line on the left wide zone. On the, it's no big deal. No big deal! 1-1 the score. A couple of dodges for a gutter runner. Please. Nothing. Very well done. Easy as pie. That's right. Couple of dodges. Easy peasy. Cliveys, thank you very much for the bits. 1-1 the score. The Steelers to set up their defense. They have 10 on the pitch still. It's 11v10, one-man player advantage for the Gutterballz. Von Rue cheering for this defense. JD Whitey says his knockouts came back again. The Gutterballz with 3 rerolls remaining for this game. Von Rue says, just be a gutter. Life is easy. Bad Dog says, every time a gutter runner scores a touchdown, a halfling eats a sandwich. I think every time anyone does anything, a halfling eats a sandwich. Rat Ogre being put on the line of scrimmage here. 3 on the line for this Skaven team. You'll rarely see them put more than 3 on the line. 6 on the line here for the Ogre team. Jeff Bridges back to receive once more. 30 seconds left to set up the formation here for the Gutterballz. They have 2 wide outs, 5 on the line, or 7 on the line, 2 wide in either wide zone. 2 blitzers as backs, as well as Tara Reid, and Jeff Bridges back to receive. Here's the kickoff. Quick snap. Rolls a 2. Gets 5 players to move 1 space. Probably moves the big and blockers across the line of scrimmage. Jeff Bridges moves 1 space towards the ball. There's 2. John Turturro moves back toward the ball. Tara Reid moves forward. Steve Buscemi moves forward as well. And then shifts Maud Lebowski 1 space to the right. This ball is going to be kicked to the 12-yard line, just off the right sideline, adjacent to John Turturro. Turn 12 now for the Gutterballz. Final turn of the 3rd quarter. It's a tie ball game. They have 3 re-rolls. The Steelers have just 1 remaining. Iron Cynic said, expected more dead rats. I know. JD Whitey doing a great job here. Keeping this team alive. Really making really good use out of that rat ogre. Not just the rat ogre either. The positioning of these pieces, being able to keep them safe with marks. Just doing a really good job of it. Boo this man. Boo! Two-die block on the line now after moving players over in that right wide zone. Try to keep this ball safe. Gets a push on the left defensive end. Now a push on the right defensive end. Clack, the number 10 lineman, getting pushed 1 space back. This is the journey. This is one of 2 journeymen on the team. And now a pow on the rat ogre. 9+ to break armor. No armor break. Is he going to attempt a foul on this rat ogre? Would get 2 assists out of it. The foul attempt here would bring this AV down to an effective 7+. Ball really not all that safe either. A couple of decisions here to be made by the Gutterballz. A little over 3 minutes left on the bonus clock for El Nubarino. And not going to take the foul. He's going to move a player back. Jeffrey Lebowski is going to move back toward the ball. And now the blitz in the right wide zone. Gets a push out of this against Terrible Towel 4. Probably wants to follow up here and mark Hot Rod as well. Oh, stays put. Maybe pulls back to cover the sideline. Stays put right where he is. Maud Lebowski over in the left wide zone is going to mark Terrible Towel II. Good pickup here by John Turturro. Probably moving, I don't know where he's going to move to. He'll stay in the screen here on the right side of the pitch. Turn 13 for the Steelers. 4th and final quarter begins. It's a tie ball game. The Steelers have 1 re-roll remaining for the game. If the Steelers win this game, they could advance into 4th place. Two-die blitz, and Jackie Treehorn gets a pow out of this. Mean Joe Green on the block. Gets a good stun out of this. What makes this a good stun? Well, a stun, the player's out for a turn, so you lose a turn. Then on the next turn, it's going to cost 3 MA to stand up. That means that's an effective MA of 2 for Jackie Treehorn. And if they're marked, they're going nowhere. So that's probably 3, maybe 4 turns before the Big and Blocker can get back into the drive, provided that the drive isn't right there where he is. And there's only 3 or 4 turns. There's only 4 turns left in the whole ball game. So that's a very good stun. The Gutterballz looking for their first win here. Wait, how can that be? How do both the Steelers... Oh, because it's week 3. That's why. All right. I was like, how do both the Steelers and the Gutterballz only have 1 game under their belt? One of them must have had the bye in week 1 and the other in week 2. Turn 13 for the Gutterballz. Trying to find a way to get on the board. Certainly trying to find a way to keep this ball safe. They don't want to lose it. It just takes a turn or 2. At this point on the pitch, right here, it takes 1 turn for the Skaven team to score with a gutter runner. Von Rue cheering for the Skaven defense. Two-die blitz against Clack, the journeyman, gets a pow out of this. Opening up a lane at center pitch. Takes a mark on the right side of the line here. Takes a mark on Hot Rod and Mean Joe Green. Yep, there's that lane that's been opened up. Ball carrier is going to move to the opposing 4-yard line. John Turturro, the ball carrier, the number 8 blitzer. Cage being set up here, but it's currently marked on the right side. Bonner says, what program do you use for paint on the screen? It is it's a Lua script for OBS. So it's an add-on for OBS directly. Basically what it does is it, Lua, L-U-A. It's a programming language. You bet. So basically what happens is a new window is created with the viewport in it, and I could draw on top of that. Two-die block against Philip Seymour Hoffman. Gets a knockdown out of this. Gets a mark on the ball carrier now. Always very, very difficult. When you have a cage set up and that cage is marked, that means you're giving up, you're potentially giving up a block to your opponent, and that can leave their blitz free to go after your ball carrier. Gets a push against Carl Hungus. And here's that blitz. One-die blitz. Got the pow! Well done. We'll see where this ball bounces. Is it going to stay in the scrum? Yes, it is. It's going to stay right here at center pitch. And now a two-die block by the bus gets a pow out of this. We were just talking about how you got to be careful when your cage is marked. Fast Willie on the pickup. Clive, thank you for the bits. Failed the pickup, spent the final reroll, dodges away to safety. Free Willy in position of the ball now on the opposing 6-yard line. The Gutterballz now need to do something right now. Free Willy already in scoring position. Very, very fast piece. Von Roo now rooting for the offense. JD Whitey chose not to play for the draw, playing for the win. And might make it happen here. This is going to be a very critical turn for the Gutterballz. Two-die block against Big Ben. Gets a push out of this. Only gets a push. Two-die block again against Big Ben. Two-die block once more against Big Ben. Gets the knockdown finally. Looks like it might be a blitz with number 10 here. There it is. Two-die blitz with the big end blocker. Gets a push out of this. Gonna spend a reroll. Wants the knockdown. Got the knockdown. An armor break would be huge here. Got the armor break. Holy moly. Wow. Got the PAL. Got the removal as well. And recovered the ball to boot. Jeffrey Lebowski recovers this ball on turn 14, but running out of time to score. Going to have to move this ball very quickly in the final 2 turns of the game. Has to end turn 15 in scoring position. Von Roo says, pancaked. Takes a mark on number 8, but no block. 46 seconds left on the bonus clock for the Gutterballz. Blitzburg Steelers here on turn 15. Can the Steelers make anything happen to recover this ball? They too will have to end this turn in scoring position if they want to win. They currently have a number of players in scoring positions. Psycho, Hot Rod as well. Two-die block against John Goodman. Gets a knockdown here. Thrower stands up, moves downfield. Good 2+ dodge by Psycho to take a mark on the ball carrier. "25 seconds left to go, but still plenty of time on the bonus clock." Taking as many marks as possible, trying to pull players out of this drive. Steelers with no rerolls remaining. Here's the blitz. 2+ dodge on the Hot Rod blitz. Fails another dodge. Is able to use the dodge roll. Got the pow! My goodness, the fight! Big armor break here as well. The fight for this ball is unreal. Huge armor break on the Gutterballz. Had the free reroll thanks to the dodge skill. Hot Rod in possession of this ball. The Steelers fighting until the final moments to try to win this game. Von Rue asks, is he in scoring range? He is in scoring range. So Big Ben here has 3, 6, 7, 1, 2. Claffy is demanding death. I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. They are going down here. He's definitely in scoring range. So the Gutters, armor break. Armor break on the ball, got a KO. He still has another Gutter available. The Gutters just have to be here. Boy, this is unbelievable. Jeff Bridges on the blitz. Recover the... I am speechless. I am absolutely speechless. Jolie, welcome to the stream. Jolie says dodging the far left lineman out of base would have been a good move from the Skaven before ending the turn. I'm not laughing at you. We've all been there, JD Whitey. JD Whitey says my sodium levels are far too high today. Somebody call the doctor. Somebody call the cardiologist. One die on Clack gets a pow here. Iron City says, answer here? Rat Ogre dodge. Life says, can either coach score now? The Steelers can absolutely score. They can score. Psycho can absolutely score here. One die block on Tara Reid against Tara Reid here gets a push. Here's the blitz. No. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Oh no. Wow, another 2+ failed. Oh boy. Oh. Oh no. Oh, SP Beaver with the emergency rest warning. A little too late. I'm so sorry. Please don't take it personally. Oh gosh. Oh. Oh. Dorman, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Cliven says JD Whitey put everything out and played great, but sometimes Duffel just says no. Yeah, I mean, JD Whitey played a fantastic game with this team. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Not just a fantastic Skaven game, but also, right, it would have been so easy to play for the draw. And just decided to play for the win and played a marvelous game. It just didn't work out here. So we're in the final turn of the game with about 42 seconds in totality left. Oh, all right, 25 seconds, or 22 seconds to go here for the Gutterballz. Jeff Bridges in possession of the ball, still has his pass. Can he get there in a handoff? He can't get there in a handoff. I tried to fail the pass, that'll be the end of the game. 1-1 draw. Oh. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes the dice get you. Oh boy. Yeah, sweet buddy, welcome to the stream. Oh man, a very hard fought game. That was a ton of fun to watch. Two fantastic coaches, right? Played very, very well. Seth 6989, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the follow. Just so well played, right? This was a Bash versus Edge matchup. We talked about how the Bash team was going to play. We talked about how the Edge team was going to play. And you kind of saw all that unfold, right? Elder Marino on offense, caged up, moved the ball down, scored. On defense, had to spread thin, right? Had to screen out this Skaven team. Skaven team able to get on the board very quickly. JD Whitey said, you know what? I'm going to play for the win. I want to win this game. I want to get more SPP on TDs. I want to get a win under my belt to increase my standing in the division, and almost did it, right? It was a hard-fought matchup. You saw just how fast a Skaven team can be. JD Whitey making excellent use out of that Rat Ogre. You see how reliable you can make that Rat Ogre and how dangerous it can be. And really, you saw how JD Whitey kept his players on the pitch. If I were playing this team, I'd have 4 guys left. So really well played by both coaches. That was a lot of fun. Blitzburg Steelers are going to be in 5th place here, still undefeated with a record of 2-0-2. And the Gutterballz are going to pick up their first draw here in Division A. Let's take a look at the schedule before we leave for the evening and I eat my grilled cheese sandwich. JD Whitey says, don't look now, but for my next game, I'll have a total of 7 non-journeymen. You know what? I'd be cool with that. I played Wood Elves a couple seasons ago. I was like, you know what? I'm fine. That's fine. All right, coming up next tomorrow night, we have a double header-ish. JD Whitey says, my journeymen are not elves. I know. Coming up tomorrow night, there is a difference. Coming up tomorrow night, Tuesday, February 25th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Odin and Snuffle versus the Tizork Savage Boys. Clypheus versus Tizzle Bizzle. That'll be Norse versus Orcs. And then at 9 o'clock p.m., that's UTC -5, by the way, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Conspicuous Disunion versus the Goner Gets. Chime versus Cobblestorm. That is something versus Goblins. Necro versus Goblins. That'll be the second game of our doubleheader tomorrow night. There'll probably be a pause. Well, maybe not a pause. We'll keep the stream going, but I do have a meeting at 8:30. So I will try to make it quick, but I do need to be in that meeting. So I apologize if I'm quiet for up to 30 minutes there, but I'll try my best. And then this coming Sunday, March 2nd, we have a doubleheader as well. The Goodest Boys Strike Back versus the Dinner Bell Darlings. Old Gamer Mike versus Doug the Minotaur. That's Necro versus Dwarves. And then we have the Discomancers versus the Wooden Men and Iron Trees at 10:30 p.m. This coming Sunday. That's Ian versus S. Beaver. Necro versus Wood Elves. So that'll be a fun one as a meeting stream. That's right. 2 more games left to be scheduled here in week number 3 and plenty more weeks to come. 9 total weeks here in the Chaos Cup. 2 more open competitions after the Chaos Cup. We have a cut to top 8 this year for all of our competitions. And then, of course, the Invitational at the end of the season. 2 more games left in week 3, and when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB, here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel, Play Blood Bowl. This game is a blast. Usually a blast. Sometimes it can be quite annoying if you're on the wrong end of Nuffle's wrath. On the wrong end of Nuffle's wrath. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.